What is going on YouTube? I am Lamont at large. Today I am in Alderson, Oklahoma. We're about 10 minutes or so east of McAllister. Today we're going to talk about a disappearance case of two men who were last seen at this garage right behind me about 20 years ago now. This is a story I covered in my Dark Side of McAllister, Oklahoma video. And this is also a story that was covered by some guys out there who have a channel called Adventures with Purpose. Now in this video today, I might say some things about these guys, about possibly your favorite YouTubers that you're not gonna like. If you don't wanna be offended, you may wanna skip this video. I have about, I wanna say 1,000 other videos on this channel you can watch. Sometimes people don't like the truth. Some people get offended very easily, and I don't want to do that on this video. So without further ado, let's talk about the disappearance of these two men, and we're also going to talk about the over dramatization that a lot of true crime YouTubers do to bump up those numbers and to get those subscribers ringing that bell and to get them to start sending their money, donations, all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. We're gonna go back to March 23rd of 2003, Oklahoma City area. We got two men, 43-year-old Ricky Coolidge and 60-year-old Roger Osborne. Now, these two men had came out here to Oklahoma to work on a bulldozer or a tractor that Roger had needed to be fixed. Roger used to own that garage right there, right in the center of your screen. So they left Oklahoma City March 23rd, 2003, and they come back to the garage right here. And on or about March 25th, March 26th of 2003 was the last known time that anybody seen either man alive. Roger owned a 1999 black Dodge, I believe it was a dually pickup truck with a lot of chrome on it. So that's going to be a truck that you're going to notice as it drives by you on the freeway. So March 26, 2003, either a friend or an associate of either or men had came to the garage for some unknown reason or another, maybe just to stop by to say hello. And they noticed that as how the garage is open right now with that bay door open, if you can see it right there, you see that door is open? Well, it was open just like that on that day. And the guy came in and noticed that there was a bulldozer where they were working on. There was a ladder that was overturned, and on the floor where the ladder was, there appeared to be human blood. Immediately, this guy gets in his vehicle, calls 911. Pittsburgh County sheriffs arrive, and they start doing their investigation, and it looks like someone had a really bad accident at the job site. So they contact area hospitals to see if anybody has checked themselves in with any kind of injuries related to this possible incident right here that occurred. And there is no record of any hospital visits. There's no records of any doctor's visits. There's no 911 records. There's no calls that were made to 911. These men have not been seen since. They're described, Ricky is being 43 years of age, 5'10", 220 pounds. Roger Osborne, 60 years of age, 6'4", and about 260 pounds. They've been missing for 20 years, so it is basically likely that they are both dead. You're not going to see too many 80-year-old men hiding from the public that are 6'4" and weigh 260 pounds. Now, I didn't know at the time when I included this disappearance in my video, because there's not much to this case. They disappeared off the face of the earth. Both of their vehicles were found at the location, but either men are gone, long gone. So Adventures with Purpose with Jared Lysick, which is basically his channel, they came over here to do a video about this story. Now, I watched part of the video. I'm not a fan of their channel, so I'm not going to sit there and waste my time watching their videos. But they came here, and I thought it was kind of funny how they just showed up here for a case that has no meat to the story. I mean, this is one of these stories where you could basically tell everything that you need to know about what happened in about 2.5 minutes. And I believe they made at least a 30-minute video of this case. Now, you know, they got great editing, the sappy music that people seem to love, and they did this disappearance. And for the next whatever some odd amount of minutes that their video was, they just overblew things. There's a couple reservoirs in and around this area. You got Lake Eufaula. I want to say it's about 20 miles as the crow flies, dead set ahead of me right now. So they did all this over dramatized stuff, nonsense, for a story that has nothing to do with what they do, which is dive in the water looking for people that have crashed or what have you. Now, in the video, they spent maybe 2 minutes talking about this case, and the next 20 minutes was like, what could have happened? And I'm here to tell you guys that this case, this disappearance, has absolutely nothing to do with any body of water. As far as I am aware, they're not in the water. They're nowhere near the water. I talked to a couple people in this town who I will not identify. And one of the persons that knew Roger Osborne somewhat, didn't know him well, but he knew him somewhat. And this is just hearsay, guys. So I'm just telling you, I'm just relaying the information that somebody in this area that is well known to, you know, that knows this case pretty well, is that Roger wasn't the squeaky clean businessman that some people were portraying him as. There's rumors that he was in the business of buying and selling stolen items, talking about parts off of cars, things of that nature. A little bit of rumor mill that he liked to party and play. Not saying he was a drug dealer or that he pushed drugs, but you know, let's just say he liked to do a little bit of a little party favors every now and then. And the murder could have possibly have been related to a supposed business deal, an under the table business deal gone wrong. And according to the locals in this area, it is quite, I don't want to say well known, but everyone believes that those two men will never ever be found ever again, because their bodies were thrown down an abandoned oil well here in the area, far away from any body of water that you're going to pretend that anybody is in. You have a landfill right up on top of that hill right there. Now, that would have been a sloppy thing to do if somebody wanted to go ahead and kill two men and throw their bodies over in the landfill right there. They would have been found really quickly. If you're going to kill two men and dump their bodies, it's not going to be very easy to move a man that weighs almost 300 pounds, especially if it's two of them that weigh well over 200 pounds. There's no evidence that any kind of dismemberment happened. The only blood ever found anywhere was at this crime location that I am currently at right now. That is it. Somewhere in this vast expanse of land, there are some oil wells dotted all around within a 20-30 mile square radius, and it is believed that they're in an abandoned well and they will never ever be found. Maybe in 50 years someone will be hiking or some kids will be playing around a well and they'll find a skull. Who knows? But it's quite obvious that those two men are dead. And Ricky's dad, Joe, who was in really bad health at the time, who has since passed away, said that it would be his son would have not gone 2 days without calling his dad just to check on him to make sure that he was okay. Just one of those stories. There's not a lot of story to it. It's just a really open and shut case. Two guys disappeared. Nobody knows where they're at. Nobody knows what happened. You can bring all of the famous YouTubers you want into this area to try to overdo a story that absolutely has nothing to it other than what I just basically told you right now. making a lot of money. Sure, there's nothing wrong with it, but at the end of the day, you know, a guy coming here with absolutely several guys, a team that has since broken up, coming over here making something about nothing. And you know, a lot of times drama sells on YouTube, and you know, I guess if you hear that there's a body of water somewhere in the area, I guess if that's your content where you're searching bodies of water, you're gonna go over there and try to look. And all they did was just basically make a video about absolutely nothing. But hey, I guess at least they entertained you at the end of the day. Okay guys, I am out of here. I'm hitting the road. I'm heading back to Texas. By the way, want to leave you guys with this really quickly. I know a lot of people out there are going to defend the certain actions of others as having it been committed many, many years ago. Or people might out there say, oh, hey, let the courts work their way. You're innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. But I'll tell you this, there's a court that's a little bit more important sometimes than the court of law, and that's the court of public opinion. Lamont at large. Catch up with you on the next video. Be good. Peace out.